Cable Bahamas has always been considered the innovator.
People can have confidence in Cable Bahamas as a mobile operator because of our past history. We've proven to the Bahamian community that we are in fact able to manage additional services as a telecommunications company.
Customers expect the best from Cable Bahamas.
The technology that we bring is revolutionary technology because we know that the Bahamian public, they deserve it, and Cable Bahamas is here to bring it to them.
We are ready. Turn us on.
The V. Alfred Gray affidavit revealed this as the opposition leader renews calls for Gray to be fired. Andre Rollins to move for a select committee to investigate the Rubis leak. Plus, the Urban Renewal co-chair says the House Speaker failed to protect him. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Monique Toot and NB12 starts now. Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis has called on Prime Minister Perry Christie to do his job and fire Agriculture Minister V. Alfred Gray. This after a letter from Mayaguana Administrator Zephaniah Newbold to Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt was leaked. In that letter, Newbold said he released a convict out of FAIR after being threatened by Gray. It's a claim Gray has denied. Kyle Joaquin reports.
While we await a decision from the Attorney General as to whether charges should be filed in the matter surrounding Agriculture Minister V. Alfred Gray, we now have a closer look as to what may have happened now that his affidavit has been leaked to the media. Despite saying last month that he couldn't remember if he called the administrator or whether the administrator called him, in that affidavit, Gray admitted that he phoned Administrator Zephaniah Newbold twice after Newbold sentenced Jaquan Charlton to 3 months imprisonment for assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest. However, Gray insists he was simply assisting a constituent from a purely humanitarian perspective in an attempt to get him medical attention. But his recount doesn't match up with that of the island administrator. In the letter to Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt, also obtained by the Nassau Guardian, Newbold wrote that he released the convict out of fear and trepidation after being threatened by Gray, and that he felt that he had been hindered in the execution of his duties as acting magistrate. Newbold continued in that letter speaking of what transpired after he convicted and sentenced the 19-year-old, saying, "A short time later, I received a telephone call from Minister the Honorable Alfred Gray. He seemed to be quite angry, and he ordered me to have Mr. Charlton released immediately. He abruptly hung up the phone on me." Newbold said Gray also made certain remarks suggesting that he would be moved if Charlton were not released. As a result, Newbold said he contacted the assistant superintendent and had her bring the teen back before his court. That, he said, was when he ordered him to be released. But in his affidavit, Gray gave his recount of what happened and said he only told the administrator he could permit the young man to have needed medical attention by granting him bail pending his appeal. Gray said, "I totally deny the contents of the administrator's report wherein he indicated that I ordered the man to be released. I never instructed nor did I order the administrator to do any such act or thing." Gray's affidavit also includes the telephone bill for his private office line and shows the times and duration of the calls. Gray's denial that he threatened the administrator was supported by a letter his permanent secretary, Rena Glinton, wrote to the chief magistrate dated March 23rd, which states that she was in the office and can say that Gray did not order the release of Charlton, nor did he indicate by word or action that Newbold would be transferred. Police have completed their investigation into the matter, and it's now up to the Attorney General to decide on legal action. But there is one person questioning the AG's ability to make a decision on whether criminal charges should be filed against Gray in a timely manner, opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis. The F&M leader pointed to how the government withheld the findings of the Rubis gas leak report for over a year upon the advice of the AG.
If we follow the pattern of the AG, where the AG had sat on a report with the Rubis gas deal for 1 year, if we follow that pattern, then the AG may possibly sit on this. But in the meantime, this matter must be dealt with now, and Alfred Gray must go.
Minnis once again renewed the call for Gray to be removed or fired.
And once any form of accusation like that goes out, the proper thing is for that member of parliament, that minister, to resign. And if that minister don't resign, the prime minister has a responsibility to this nation, to the people, to dismiss that minister.
Minnis said the Affadavit will continue to interrupt Gray's contributions in Parliament until he is removed from Cabinet. Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Urban Renewal co-chair Algernon Allen said today House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major failed to protect him and fellow co-chair Cynthia Mother Pratt. The Public Accounts Committee is investigating Urban Renewal's small home repairs program, a process Allen called and Pratt called illegal. The House Speaker said yesterday while the two co-chairs would not be summoned to appear before the PAC, he wrote a letter inviting them to appear. According to an opinion from the Office of the Attorney General, the course of action taken by the PAC in summoning the co-chairs was legally improper. An audit into Urban Renewal's small home repairs program revealed a lack of transparency, accountability, and due diligence in its execution, management, and in the quality of work done. However, Allen said he will be a fearless warrior for Urban Renewal and even received assurances from Prime Minister Perry Christie today that funding will be doubled. Fort Charlotte MP Dr. Andre Rollins has indicated that at the next meeting of the House of Assembly, he will move for the appointment of a select committee to investigate and consider all matters involving the fuel leak at Rubus's Robinson Road service station. Just yesterday, Rollins said he was sickened by the lack of compassion government has shown to the people of Marathon regarding a 2012 fuel leak. He also asserted the lack of an urgent response by the government is inexcusable. Meantime, government and opposition senators clashed in the upper chamber today as F&M senators banged on the table and called for the resignations of Environment Minister Kendra Dorset and Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez over the delayed release of a Black and Veatch report. Leader of opposition business in the Senate, Carl Bethel, says he was absolutely mortified, horrified, and fundamentally outraged when it was revealed that for more than a year, government sat on a report that revealed residents and businesses located near Rubus's station were exposed to harmful chemicals. Bethel said he did his research and expressed concern about this serious matter a year before the Black and Veatch report was released. He says F&M Senator Michael Pintard also attempted to address the matter in the Senate last month, but was shut down.
And this government must account to the Bahamian people. They can sit around and beat Senator Pintard up with technicalities about whether he could go and produce into the record of this Senate a piece of paper in a newspaper. But no, Mr. President, they must account.
Thank you very much, Senator.
It is a collective decision, and the entire lot of them need to step down, resign, call an election, and take the blows that they thoroughly deserve.
Thank you very much, Senator Battle.
And put the lives of thousands of Bahamians at risk.
Yes.
People were settling their claims against Rubus for pennies.
Downstairs in the foyer of the Senate, Pintard said this entire matter demonstrates a failure in leadership.
A government minister is telling struggling Bahamians to sue a private company. Why doesn't the government sue on their behalf? It's a failure in leadership.
What do you make of the Prime Minister's silence on this? I mean, it's been days now. He hasn't said anything to these people.
I don't think the Prime Minister has found a way yet that he could justify the withholding of information that the public is entitled to. I mean, I just simply don't, I can't think of what the rationale would be that he would give.
F&M Senator Kwesi Thompson said they will not let up on this issue.
The Rubus report should have been disclosed to the public. It is unbelievable that all of the cabinet ministers would continue to justify and attempt to justify them not laying all of the facts on the table. The people in that area ought to have known. The report itself indicated that there should have been a communication program immediately put on the ground for those persons in Marathon. That did not happen.
From the courts, a Nassau Village man was charged with the murder of his girlfriend today. 46-year-old William Gregory Strawn of Nassau Village was charged with the April 17th murder of Doretta Roll, who was found dead at her Price Street, Nassau Village home. In the magistrate's court today, Strawn was not required to enter a plea and was denied bail. He was remanded to Her Majesty's prisons and will return to court on June 19th. You're watching the best in Bahamian news. There's more when NB12 returns.